Hey, we're Husky.
And you're watching the AU review.
Yeah, well, it has been quite a long time. After Forever So, we spent about a year and a half touring. In fact, I think the last time that we spoke may have been in the States, possibly in Austin.
Sounds about right.
We did a lot of touring across America and Europe, and of course here in Australia. So we didn't really start working on the new record until we finished that heavy period of touring. That was over a year ago now, and since then we've been at our home in Melbourne and working away. Yeah.
What do you think was the catalyst that sort of started that process? You know, what point were you able to say it's time to work on a record now? Was it just that the cycle felt finished?
Yeah, the catalyst was probably a record deal. Yeah, so we kind of had to.
No, that is true, but no, I mean we spent so much time on the road, and then finally, I guess that period of touring, which went, over about 2 years, was over. We came home and needed probably a little bit of time off to just decompress, and it'd been a crazy couple of years on the road, but the whole time we were touring Forever So, there was always a kind of, at least for me, and I think we talked about it too, we were always thinking about the next record and what it was going to be and what we were going to do next, and in some ways we were itching to get to that. We spent a lot of time playing the songs from Forever So.
Did you, before you actually sat down to actually record this one, when you were on the road, were you writing? Were you say you were thinking about it, but were you actually able to do anything in terms of new music? Because I remember towards the end of that cycle, there was the odd unreleased song thrown into the mix from memory.
Yeah, I think that I think touring really sweeps you up, and it's hard to do anything kind of normal, particularly at the kind of rate at which we were touring. So for me personally, and I think for Husk also, it wasn't really a time in our lives where we were writing a lot, but certainly learning a lot and thinking a lot and listening to a lot of music and having a lot of new experiences and meeting new people and new places, and all of those things in some shape or form probably seep into your writing and the kinds of records record that you make, but it wasn't a period where we were writing a lot. No.
With the time you spent in America, do you think that influenced the album in musically? Because just listening to it from the outside, there does seem to be a bit more Americana almost influence in there. Not that it sounds Americana, but there does. You can kind of hear certain riffs and you can hear certain melodies that kind of evoke that sort of Southern American, sentimentality.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I hear what you're saying about some of the sounds on the new album. I think we've always been influenced by American music, though. I don't think being there really changed that. We grew up listening to a lot. Probably 70% of the music we listened to growing up, and even now, is American music. So it's always been a big influence. But it is possible that being exposed to it so much over there and sort of being exposed to it in person, rather than just on record. But we did see a lot of music and spend a lot of time with other musicians in America, and perhaps it did kind of make its way into our record more than it had before. Yeah.
What were those general experiences like over there? How did you find it a welcoming place to tour America? Because obviously every band seems to have a very different experience when when's all said and done.
I think we had a great experience in America. It was hard. Touring America is hard. I think mostly because it's just so huge and you just spend so much time traveling, just getting from A to B. So really only like an hour of your day is like where you actually get to play. And a lot of the rest of the time is just traveling around. But we had a great experience there, and I think contrary to what I probably would have thought, especially in my kind of teenage years growing up and seeing America as like the holy grail of music, I found it I found the audiences to be very warm and welcoming. So yeah, that was a nice pleasant surprise for me.
In general, you know, you can't totally like it's very diverse, America. So places are very different from place to place. Very different people of different places. But in general, I would say that Americans, they're very forthcoming with how they feel and what they think. And so I had the experience at shows of people being just super enthusiastic and yeah, that was really nice.
It's a long way to travel, so it's good to feel that it's that people are appreciating it.
Yeah.
So what are kind of touring plans for this record? Obviously, you've got the Australian tour to kick things off.
Well, yeah, first and foremost, we've got this big Aussie tour coming up. I think our biggest tour in terms of dates and in terms of how far and wide we're going. So,
are you playing anywhere you haven't played before?
Yeah, a bunch of spots. Yeah, cool. We've added quite a lot of regional shows.
Doing some WA regionals we've never done before.
Yep. And Victoria and...
going back up to Darwin.
Yeah, back up to Darwin, which will be awesome.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, in terms of touring plans, that's what that's what's planned at the moment. There are some plans, hopefully, for overseas at some point next year, but that's all still kind of up in the air at the moment.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, totally.
Still gonna get the album out.
Yeah, album hasn't even come out yet, so yeah.
But it comes out tomorrow. Are you looking forward to getting it out into the world?
Very much so.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little while. It feels like it's been a long time. Almost in hibernation, even though, you know, it's not like we've been sleeping in a cave the whole time. We've been working hard, but still, you know, haven't played that much, and certainly haven't played these new songs very much at all. So, yeah, looking forward to people hearing the record finally, and then being able to play the songs, you know, get out on the road and play the songs and see how people respond to them.